Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm filming a video here with my handsome fiance Joey, and we're going to be filming a video on 5 misconceptions on age gap relationships. And we hope that this will help you guys out there deciding if maybe dating older is for you or not for you, and you know, just to prove that these are misconceptions. So we hope you enjoy the video.
And as we talk about these things, make sure you comment or send us some questions. Maybe we didn't talk about something, and let us know what you think.
And let's begin. Alrighty guys, so our first topic is the term sugar daddy.
That's me.
That's Joey. And in this case, everyone always says, oh well, if you're dating somebody older, they're your sugar daddy or they're paying for everything, and I think that's a big misconception.
Yeah, that's not true. Although that is true out there, that's not true for our relationship. I'm not a sugar daddy. I don't have that kind of money to do that here. So when we first started dating, I made sure that we had equal contributions to everything that we do as far as our finances.
Yeah.
And so there are some sugar daddies out there, and if that works for them, that's fine. But we knew that's not what we wanted in our relationship. And of course, you know, I don't make that much money, so I'm just a regular Joe out there, you know, making regular money, and I don't have the ability to pay for someone's luxuries. So when Mark wanted to make this relationship work, I said, well, if you want to make it work and you want to live in with me, then you're gonna have to contribute as well. So I'm not a sugar daddy, and he brings home some money, and when we go out or it's time to pay the bills, then he contributes and he puts in his parts. So we're a relationship of 50-50. Make things fair and perfect, or even, and that's how we go by our day. So I think that's what makes our relationship fair, and I don't feel like I'm, you know, striving or struggling, and I don't think he feels like he's using me in any way, and I don't feel like he's using me in any way. So
I think it's good. It's what you make of it. If you make it known that in your relationship that your partner pays for you, and you know you get to go everywhere, then you make it that term. But if you don't want to make it that misconception in your relationship, then you need to step up and make it 50-50.
Yeah. So and I think it's kind of difficult to portray to other people that I'm not the sugar daddy, because I am older than Mark. So I mean, we don't want to go out there and show people our bank statements and showing them, you know, I'm not paying for everything. It's just kind of like, you know, if they want to believe, you know, that we are in a 50-50 relationship, it's up to them. We can't just go and try to prove it to people. But our families know what type of relationship we're in. Our close friends know the type of relationship we're in. That's the extent of what we need to prove, and
it's all that matters.
It's all that matters.
At the end of the day, we're worried about our relationship. You guys can decide whether or not if it's a misconception in our relationship or it's, you know, the truth.
Yeah.
That was good.
But I really pay for everything.
So the other thing that is a misconception, it could be a misconception, is maturity. So actually that is true in some cases again, but in our case, maturity is not a problem. Actually at the beginning there was some immaturity in some places, but actually in both of our cases, I was not dating or in a relationship at the time. I was single, and so was Mark. He was a lot younger. He was 19, I was 38, and so him being 19, of course, he was just coming out of high school, and you know, he had some areas that he needed to mature in. And me being 38 and single for a long time, I was still out partying with friends and things like that. So I was just getting into a relationship, and I needed to mature in certain areas as far as getting into a relationship. So there were some areas that, you know, we needed to work on. But what's it called? There were some we had some work on both of our ends to mature in, and it took some time. But as far as mature within our hearts and within our minds for our relationship, that was not an issue, and that is a huge misconception as far as our friends and family that surround us. I don't think that is an issue as far as maturity anymore from either of us.
I think being the younger person, everyone's always like, oh, well, they're too immature to be in a relationship with someone older. I think it just depends where your mind is. If you feel like you're able to be in a relationship with someone older and you realize that you can, you know, grow. I mean, because it's a process. It's a growing process. It's a learning process. And as long as you have the mindset to keep growing within the relationship, then really, I mean, you're not ever too immature or mature, because at the end of the day, it's a process.
That's true. I think, like, when we first started our relationship, you know, any relationship is immature and it grows together. So just like a person, you grow together.
Yeah, and that's what we did. The next misconception that gets thrown around there a lot is that the older person in the relationship is the one always in charge. So a question we always get, or I always get, I don't know if you get it, is who's the man and who's the women in the relationship? In this case, we're both men, so there's really not a woman in the relationship. I mean, yes, there is times where, you know, you take charge. There's times where I take charge, but there's really not one person that's always in charge. I mean, as long as we both communicate, and I think that's where this comes in, is the communication.
Right.
I mean, we'll take the lead if we have to.
Yeah. So I think this kind of goes back to the beginning of our relationship. Something that I learned from a conversation years ago with a friend of mine. We were talking about different types of relationships within same-sex couples, specifically with guys. And I can probably speak more within the Hispanic community. I'm not sure about other areas, but where I was raised, and I'm sure Mark was raised, where the man should always be the breadwinner, should be the one to provide for their family. Of course, they're raising their boys to be, you know,
macho,
and not knowing that they're going to be gay when they're older, and they're expecting their sons to be, you know, husbands and fathers. So when we do end up in a relationship, a same-sex relationship, we are already with that mindset that we need to be the providers and the men. So we can't come into a relationship with that mindset and me be the dominant or Mark be the dominant, because then we'd butt heads and not get along. So I think we need to make that 50-50 and make that would make our relationship work. So I think that's why we're where we're at now
when it comes to that subject.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. And the final misconception is basically social lives. We always get like, well, do you guys clash? Like, you know, because Joey's older, doesn't he just want to go to, like, have coffee somewhere or wake up and read the newspaper? Like, no, that's not technically it. I mean, I'm younger, but I don't like to go out all the time. He's older and he likes to go out. I mean, our social lives are basically, I feel like our social lives balance each other, because we both have a lot in common, and when it comes to going out, I think we're both fun.
Right. I agree. I'm 43 years old, but I don't feel like 43 years old. Sometimes my body tells me I'm 53, but I do like to go out and have drinks and socialize and do fun things. And you know, Mark is in his 20s, and he likes to do his 20-year-old things, and he's actually pulled me into some of those events, and I enjoy them. And going back and learning some of those things that he does actually pulls me out of my comfort zone. And because I did live kind of a sheltered life growing up, I'm kind of enjoying these things that I didn't get to enjoy when I was younger. So I'm having fun now, and he's helping me with that. And so I'm not that boring person. I don't think I am. Sometimes I do tend to be like, hey, you know, I need a, you know,
get away from the situation.
Yeah, you know, I need to relax or something, but it's not often.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time actually, we do go out to eat a lot, but it's more like takeout. Because I will pull up to a restaurant and I'll ask Mark, are we gonna stay here to eat? And he's like, no, we're gonna pick up and take it back home. And I'm like, again, you know, I want to go out and stay out, but he's a homebody. He wants to be at home all the time. We'll always be invited out by his friends or something, and I'll be like, I'm waiting for him to say, okay, we'll go out. Oh, we're gonna go out too. But it's most of the time where he pulls back and say, no, you know, I think the best thing is to stay home. And I'm just like, okay, you know.
It just depends on the situation. And something that I did bring him into is going to music, concerts, festivals, you know, and unfortunately he does feel like the oldest one there, but it's what you make of it. I mean, Joey's the type of person that he'll fist pump all night and drink all night. So it's really how you make of the situation. Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're worried about our relationship and our relationship only, and as long as we're having fun, that's all we make of it.
That's right. So those are misconceptions. We're having fun. We're living our relationship. We just completed 5 years, going on 6 very soon, and so we don't have any problems or issues. And
I mean, it's possible to make it this long in an age gap relationship. Of course, we still do come across misconceptions that appear, and we somehow overcome them. But again, it's possible to just make it a misconception and, you know, stay strong in your relationship. Alright, you guys, so that was the 5 misconceptions of an age gap relationship. We hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it helps you in your relationship.
So make sure that you leave a comment on any of our misconceptions. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think we're lying, because we want to know.
Yes,
we want to know if you have a negative comment, a positive comment, any type of comment, and we'll make sure to reply back to you as well.
Yes, and we love filming videos like this about our age gap relationship. We saw on our last video, which will be here at the end, where you can check it out if you missed it. We loved all the feedback and all the support, and if you guys want us to talk about another topic regarding our age gap relationship, we are more than happy to. Whatever it may be, we're here for y'all, and we're just glad that we can help others like us.
Yeah.
And again, thank you guys for subscribing, watching, and be sure to look out for our next video. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the vlog. Bye. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Turn it off.